Hey, everybody. Welcome to Don't Make Me Come Back There. We are a funny podcast about family. My name is Dustin Nickerson. I'm a stand-up comedian and the host of the aforementioned podcast. And alongside me in our state-of-the-art recording studio, downtown La Mesa, above Public Square Coffee, is my lovely wife and co-host, Melissa Nickerson.
Hey there.
Producer, Andy. Melissa, who is now the cover model of a new-to-paperback book, How to Be Married to Melissa, available yesterday.
That's right.
Wherever you buy books, if that bookstore has it.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Amazon. It's on most, it's in a lot of Barnes & Nobles. Whether or not it has paperback, I don't know. I don't know anything about distribution. But it's out there. If you were like, I would like Dustin's book for $5 cheaper, so you waited, what month is it? October? You waited 16 months, almost a year and a half. You're like, I refuse to buy that because
you don't like hardcovers.
I need it more flammable. I want a paperback book.
You're gonna rip out the pages as you go.
Yes. Yeah. Which, I mean, you could do that in a hardcover too, but it'll be easier. You're right, because the binding is not as strong. If you want a book that does not look as good on a bookshelf,
just throw in your bag.
Yeah.
Take to the beach.
Take it to the beach.
Yep.
Beach book. Then it's How to Be Married to Melissa is out there. Please go buy it. And if you've already bought it, please buy it again. Just buy.
Just keep buying.
Stocking stuffers, everybody.
Oh, you can fold them.
You know what your kid wants? A marriage book.
You got a October wedding on the books.
Mm-hmm.
How about a paperback?
Ooh, there we go. You got a Christmas wedding because summer was too expensive?
Yeah. December 24th wedding.
Oh, man.
Paperback book.
Yeah, anytime someone's getting married in an off season, you're like, all right, I guess you guys don't got that much money. Sorry, that's so mean.
Oh my gosh.
That's not actually true. Because,
Sunday, it's a good way to save a buck.
Nate had that old bit about getting married on Friday the 13th. It's like it was very available.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
But anyways, stocking stuffers, wedding gifts, bar mitzvahs,
trick-or-treating.
Book burnings.
Book burnings.
Book bannings.
Book bannings. Yeah. Available at your punk rock, indie bookstore's banned book section.
Ooh.
Whatever the occasion. Quinceañera. Yeah. Whatever. This is the great gift.
What does a 15-year-old need? A marriage book. A marriage book.
Trick-or-treating.
Mm-hmm. You can bring it to Thanksgiving. Good side dish.
Yeah. How to Be Married to Melissa, available on Good Side Dish. Could you do the mashed potatoes this year? Actually, I brought books for everybody. It's pretty well reviewed. Not great. It's not. They're like, Angelique 2456 said, pretty funny. Had a lot of his stand-up material in it.
I knew all the jokes.
Speaking of reviews, you guys left a lot on the pod this week. Keep doing it. You guys are doing a great job. This one is from Curdy Ho on Wednesday. They wrote it, not me. That's HOE. 5 stars. Talk the talk. Love that I feel like I'm in the room with y'all. Mel and I may be the same person. I like me, so she might be my favorite. And then the little dancing emoji. Yeah. Everyone listen. You'll feel lighter and happier for it. And this one right here is from I Love Mandalas.
Okay.
5-star fun family laughs. I've been listening since Dustin opened for the Sassy Jacket Funny Lady, TT, wink face, in Philly. I love the Nickerson's outlook on parenting. I'm always laughing. I'm always laughing at similar situation we've shared on this parenting journey of raising kiddos. Melissa's laugh is the best. I wish I could have waited after the show to meet Dustin. Next time, keep up with the good stuff. Well, you can meet me in Philly when I'm there because
meet me in Philly.
Hear me in Philly. Gonna run.
Meet me in St. Louis.
I know. I went to meet me in our spot. I went a different direction. That was a nice segue. Thank you. I love mandolins. Mandalas? I'm not sure.
I know what Mandela.
Tour dates.
Mandela?
Yes, I love Mandelas. I only know the one, but great. Big fan. Halfway There tour kicks back up in December. These are the final tour dates. None are going to get added. So if you want to go to this, I mean, I'll come back somewhere in spring and stuff. I'm touring Never Ending. It never ends. It never ends. Okay. February. December, 1st and 2nd, Phoenix, 3rd, Vegas, 7th through 9th, Cleveland, 10th, Cincy, 13th, Columbus, 14th through 16th, Pittsburgh, 17th, Buffalo, 29th through 31st, Indy. Then we get into January. In January, I'm going to be going to Brooklyn, KC, St. Louis, Philly, 125 through 127.
There it is.
February, Portland, D.C., Grand Rapids, and then March, Spokane and Seattle.
Okay, that was way better because you just didn't say the date.
Yeah, you're right.
You just did the month.
Yeah, well, I did the number at first. It's tricky.
It's just kind of flowed.
It's not. It's hard. This life is hard. You know what wasn't hard? Going to see Brandi Carlile / Pink last week with Andy and Mercedes. We didn't go with them. We saw them there.
Now
we experienced it together.
About how we weren't going to the concert, and then we showed up.
Yes,
I'm just that attractive. I'm like, yeah, we just have to go and be around Andy.
Yeah,
I get it.
100%. Yep. We went and saw Brandi Carlile for the 3rd, 4th time, something like that.
Something like that.
Be a stadium act. We caught the end, a Group Love set. Group Love was great.
They were fun.
Yeah. And they were a good time. And seeing Brandi in a stadium was crazy. Seeing Brandi Carlile as an opener was wild. Like having to watch her do like the Sun Still Up set.
Yeah.
You're like, all right.
Yeah.
And kind of like people were still very much coming in during Brandi.
Still finding their seats.
A lot of people. Like
people were moving the whole time. Like we just kept scooting over.
Yeah, it looked half full at the start of her set, but when they closed with "We Are the Champion," it was
ready to go.
But show business, baby. Gotta go open. Gotta go see some fans. Brandi was great. The band was great. Really good. The job perk got us some good tickets, which is wonderful. It's one of the few job perks. And then we met up during a pretty long break.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pink had a lot of stuff to get in place.
But then that makes sense because they built her trusses. Like she got
like a circus.
You know what's so funny is years ago. So she got like way extra walkway. She could come way further out into the crowd than Brandi. And years ago, I mean, I saw a co-headlining, but it was a very similar situation where one was way bigger than the other. Kid Rock and Aerosmith in the Tacoma Dome. And there was the same thing where there was like a gap. There was like a moat between where Aerosmith got more stage and Kid Rock was mad about it. He like complained about it on stage. But that was like, that first album with Bawa to Ba or whatever had come out like a few months before. I don't remember what that album's name was.
Yeah.
He was big, but he wasn't Aerosmith.
Well, so like this fall or maybe last spring, Macklemore went out with
Imagine Dragons.
I
didn't mean to have
but that happens.
Yeah, it does.
Like, you got to support.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy sometimes who you'll see catching on an opening circuit, like music-wise. It's, okay, this is a totally... what's a wonderful thing that's happening in the world right now? The Nickelback and Creed redemption era.
Yeah, that's getting weird.
Yeah.
I disagree. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's fun.
The reason that
those songs hit.
I understand that you may not like them.
Yeah, and we didn't love them either.
I did.
Did you?
Silver Side Up, Nickelback's first album.
The first album.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's in a lot of movies too.
Yeah.
Those they're very good transition songs.
Here's the thing. What happened was, and I think they're doing like some like joke. There might be a documentary about it or something. They're talking about there was just a couple jokes that they aged as kind of parody, like joke
they're
bands.
Like a Hasselhoff of that sound.
But they weren't that bad. Like they weren't. I understand that they might not have been your genre of music.
Sure.
But it's the point is like they just became jokes for no reason. Like they weren't.
They were so huge.
They were so huge, and
it's
there
kind of
were
a time
so
stamp.
many equally bad or mid bands that you may or may not like that did not catch that flack.
It's true.
For whatever reason, and I do think there is something to the band names, Creed and Nickelback, like they're funny names, you know, that they just, and when you take things out of their era, like when you, to me, Creed is the cringier one when you take it out of its era, but that era of like inspiration rock of the early 2000s, that was a real thing.
I would say it's very comparable to Y2K fashion because our son and Gen Z, they're into it, and it's like the studded jeans, like with jean pockets and like all the swirls and like logos, and you're like ornate, you know, and you're like, oh wow, now it looks tacky, but at the time, it was like very cool.
I agree, and I think that part of the reason that they took more flack is because they actually stayed big for a while. Like
they weren't one hit.
They never got small.
They never got small. But why does Nickelback get made fun of and Three Doors Down not? Because same era. Similar sounding songs. If I go crazy, then would you still call me Superman? Good job, banger. I like that band more, but
I mean that I don't know how to answer that one. Sound wise, I would be like, yeah, they're both terrible. I would make fun of both of them.
Why did one become a joke and not the other?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there was maybe a glossiness to Nickelback and how it was presented. Like things can feel more pretentious, and there were more staged things around Nickelback that happened at that era that was just like, that's stupid. You know, like they were getting, you know, they would be on stage and get mad at their crowd because people would, you know, do stuff. I mean, there was almost like a relational kind of band to fan tension, and like in areas people did not like them.
Were they not liked by musicians? Because I know other bands didn't. I know other bands didn't like Limp Bizkit because they were kind of.
Yeah, it's like it's hard, like commercialized music when you operate in the, you know, the subvergent music scenes, like when certain things rise to the top, you get a little like, what the hell is this?
You're too punk and indie to comment on this. You need a couple.
I'm not going to be convinced, but here's my caveat. Here's my caveat. I loved Poison. As like a young, like, you know, and it's way after they were big. Poison was like the epitome of bad hair metal from metal bands in the 80s. Like, if you were a huge Metallica fan, you're like, Poison? Why? That's dumb, but they were gigantic. So, but it's like, I get it. But I'm not like, but again, for me, I'm like, I can't like it because I just won't because I think it's garbage.
I think that, I understand that. Yeah, I get that. I think that some of these bands, they ride what I call the Adam Sandler narrative, which has become you actually are a thing that everyone beloves. And then we start to turn on you for no reason, really. Like maybe you just aren't you're not what we remember, or we lost some of the bite, or you became too popular, whatever it may be. Oversaturated, and we don't like you. But if you stick around long enough and you keep making work that you like, eventually it kind of comes back because people forget how much the world didn't like Adam Sandler for a while. Adam Sandler... People hated Grown Ups. People hated all those Netflix. People like him now. There was an era where comics were crapping on him, like publicly. Like it was
like the same movie every time. He did the same
it's
thing.
so bad.
Same
and he has jokes about it about not reading his Rotten Tomatoes reviews and stuff.
And that is those bands. And that's a thing. It was proven at the time. It was like, here's Nickelback's first single. Here's their first single off their second album, and they're the same song. Like as a musician, that's what was frustrating. You were just like, what is this? And
I get that. They did have that thing that I understand that they might not be like the most respected musicians out of the group. But again, I think that there are. Why Nickelback? I remember this was a telling thing to me. This would have been, I don't know. I was probably close to an adult at this point, 18, 19 years old. So 2004, 5, something like that. And I get in a car with my cousin Jimmy. who was like a literal bodybuilder and in Medford, Oregon, and had this big lifted Dodge Ram. And the epitome of like a tough guy and like just an awesome dude. I mean, he played football in college. He was a bodybuilder. He was incredible. And we get on and he puts on Nickelback. And I'm like, ugh. And I was like, and he goes, you don't like Nickelback? And then he goes, who doesn't like Nickelback? And it hit me. I was like, no, the world does like Nickelback. I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'm the pretentious idiot from Seattle who's like, Nickelback, freaking, you guys suck. No, man, they sell out stadiums everywhere they go. I had this bit, and it didn't age super well because he became very outspoken. But when Trump first started getting popularity, I said Trump supporters are like Nickelback fans. You may not know any, but there's a lot of them. And that became less popular because they literally wore the hats,
Yeah.
But there was really something to that. And I think there was a joke in a movie like, a bad-mouthing Nickelback or something like that too. But at the same time, it's very interesting to me watching the career arcs. I'm just trying to get big enough for people to hate me is what I'm saying. I just need to
I think you're going to handle that well.
Yeah, considering how one comment sends me over the edge normally. And then I told you today, I was like, it's important that I read the comments so I can stay grounded to the people. And you're like, all right.
Whatever you got to tell yourself.
Whatever you got to tell yourself.
The last thing I'll say is that for what it's worth, Creed's halftime Super Bowl performance lives rent-free in my mind.
Yeah.
Forever.
On the ribbons.
Yep. Just being, I just want to be a fly on the wall in that meeting of being like, all right, so here's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then a man is going to come down on ribbons.
Let's make our mistakes. I actually think that those songs aged very well. They're very like U2-y, obviously, in that era. But I don't think that those songs are bad at all. All right, that's enough Creed and Nickelback talk. Let's get into a couple things. We got some, Brandi Carlile was great. That's where we were at forever ago.
And I'll say Pink was fantastic.
What a show person, showman, showwoman,
showstopper.
Showstopper. What a show.
What a show.
Incredible.
And turns out I know every one of her songs.
Yeah. That is funny. Yeah. We were talking to Mercedes a little bit about that, and I was singing along. She's like, for somebody who doesn't like Pink, you sure know a lot of her music. And I was like, I mean, I didn't say I avoided Pink. You can't avoid Pink. Yeah. She's out
unavoidable.
there.
So great.
Anyways, let's do a couple things we got to get to. We got to get a weekend recap. Okay. I was thinking about how Mel and I went to IKEA this week, and
you
have a good marriage when you don't fight in an IKEA.
That's 20 years or 19 years of marriage.
It took us 19 years to not fight in IKEA.
It's a volatile place.
It's custom made to fight with your partner.
Well, first of all, you have a huge cart.
Oh, no, Melissa.
And
before you get into the store. IKEA goes...
absolute maze.
IKEA goes, where is there a Costco, a Starbucks,
Home Depot.
A Home Depot, and a Trader Joe's,
and McDonald's.
We would like to be the island in the middle of that parking lot. Can you put us right there?
Yeah.
We would like the fight to start in the traffic before you can even see the IKEA.
Mm-hmm. We'll do like 30 spots. Yeah. That'll be enough.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you
Make
get
them
in.
very far away from the store. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you get in and you're immediately greeted by the smell of pee and the screams of children.
You and your shaky cart.
Mom, no!
Yeah, and then you go through like the Wonderland that is like the setups.
Yeah.
And you're like, our house will never look like any of these.
Yeah, you walk through an IKEA and go like, I have bad taste apparently.
They're like, if you have $20,000 and all the homemaking skills of Chip and Joanna Gaines, this could be your living room. And you don't have any of that.
Yeah,
so.
You go through the showrooms and then the showrooms make you feel bad about your house. So now you're stressed from the parking. You heard a bunch of kids scream, and now you feel bad about your house.
And you can't find it. It's like you're stuck in lighting forever.
Yeah.
And then plants.
Lighting goes on for way too long.
By the time you get to the racks, like the storage area where you get the furniture, you're just like, I give up. I don't need any of this.
And then somewhere along the line, when you finally see something you want, you're like, I forgot a piece of paper.
Yeah, you didn't write it down.
You forgot to take a picture.
It's row 50, aisle.
Yeah.
Aisle 50, row 24.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then it's 2 pieces, and you better get both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really heavy, and you have to put them on the on your cart, and you're steering. And then I always try and go to the as-is section.
Yes.
Get a bunch of extra stuff.
Yeah.
That's already built.
Yeah, you love the as-is section.
I love the as-is section.
Yeah.
You can't return it. You won't be able to get it in your car.
It's brutal.
It's window shopping, and then you have to go to a Costco downstairs to get it.
Hilarious. Yeah. And that's okay. So now you have it. So now you have. You've gotten to the warehouse, and now
they've tricked you.
Someone's gonna have to slip a disc to get that thing into the cart and then into the van, which is 3 miles away. You have to take a lift to the van.
Fold down all your seats.
You got to take a shuttle to the van, fold down the seats. Now you see how filthy your car is. You're reminded, you're like, oh my gosh, is that strawberries under the seat? We haven't had strawberries in months. You slip that in, and you haven't even built it yet.
The job hasn't begun.
The job hasn't even started. Just to get it out of your house. Like, you're
out of the store.
By the time you get to your house, your marriage is as stable as an IKEA table. You're like, don't put any weight on it.
Yeah, you overspend, you under budgeted.
Yeah.
And then you have to get inside, then you have to build it, then you have to break down the boxes, and delivery is like $65.
The whole thing is the entire thing is an elaborate ploy to tear apart marriages and cause racism towards Swedish people.
And TaskRabbit, they'll build it for you for like $70.
Yeah.
But you're like, no.
I'll tell you how to
do this.
This is how you do. This is how you success. If you're curious, this is how you successfully don't fight in an IKEA trip. You don't go to the showrooms.
Yeah.
Stay out of the showrooms. You go
That's
through.
That's just gonna make you feel bad.
She has a plan. I don't have an opinion. And we find the stuff. I ride the cart because their carts are super fun to ride before you get any weight in. They're the most fun because they spin and there's a lot of room. And you get through and you grab your lingonberries and then you share a meatball together. It's easy. That's the only, stay out of the showrooms.
And we got our son a bed and a desk. And then we got our older daughter the exact same bed and desk. Mm-hmm. So now we have 2 of those.
Yeah.
2 beds, 2 desks.
Yeah, Mel is
much easier to build the second time.
Mel has been spending fall break
with the Allen wrench.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just.
Yeah, but now the problem is our littlest.
Nothing can really put a wrench in a marriage quite like an IKEA and Allen wrench.
Hold it.
That's the actual. I don't know. There's no words. It's just
lift it up.
Stocky guy without shoulders and a huge nose for some reason.
There's an amoeba picking this thing up.
They're like, do this. Twist and turn and.
Yeah, and he's always got a weird smirk on his face.
Anchor. He's universal.
He's got no fingers because otherwise he'd be flipping you off. Anyways.
They're like, fight.
Yeah.
Fight.
This is a thing. I know a lot of places don't have this, but SoCal and Arizona, they both have fall breaks.
I guess more places are having this now. More regions of the country. I know this because of the Disney mom groups that I am currently on.
Right. So Mel and I are looking at Mel and I are thinking about
we're doing a Disney thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing another big, like big family vacations. How can I put this? It's a lot like, You know how when you like get really hungover and you wake up the next day and you're like, I'm never going to drink again. That's how you feel at the end of a family vacation.
Yes.
And then enough time passes that you're like, well, it's the holidays.
Should we do another one?
Should we do another one? I'm not going to not drink at the holidays. I'll be fine. I'm not going to not vacation during the holidays. 'Tis the season. You know, and that's what it is. It just brings enough time. Enough time passes that you're
like having a third child.
You don't have a headache anymore. Well, gosh. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Another pregnancy.
When you see, is there any part of you that wants another baby?
No.
None.
No.
What do you, okay, as a mother with 3 children, your oldest is 9.5. When you see a baby, what do? What goes through?
I'm just like, aw.
I look at the parent and I'm like, oh, that's what I think.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're in it. You are in it. And what I feel bad, when you have older kids, when you see someone with a baby, I feel a little bit bad because I'm like, you think this is as bad as it's going to get. But that's because your kid hasn't told you they hate you. That's why you think that.
But you're not allowed to say that to new parents.
No.
Yeah.
You can't.
They need support.
Oh, my gosh. You can't look at a parent with a newborn and go, it gets worse. But I've told you this a million times. My theory on it's never physically more taxing. We get more sleep as parents now than we've ever gotten, you know, particularly you. Like,
I disagree. I think there's like that sweet spot. Andy's almost in it, except with his youngest, probably. There is this sweet spot, like, where they still go to bed pretty early. And,
that's true. They do stay up late now, yeah.
And they don't have a lot of hormones yet. Because what's your range?
10, 8, 6, and 3.
No, your acting range is what she was asking.
Oh,
yeah.
Like a tenor. 3 to 10?
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of that middle elementary, 7.
You think that's the prime, where they still go to bed
Still
early?
go to bed early. They don't travel for sports.
Right.
Friends are kind of like play date based.
Yeah,
that is like, there is a
sweet spot there.
Did
we ever have that, though?
Fades rapidly.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't, the way our kids spaced, I don't feel like we ever had that. I feel like,
I think pre-pandemic. So I just saw, because
Claire's kindergarten year and Joel was in 8th grade.
We're on fall break and Joel is not. Our high schooler.
Yeah, it's weird.
And we're about to have 2 high schoolers. And this is Gloria's last fall break. So Joel's kind of like, Joel's doing finals this week and homecoming.
Yeah.
And he's like, what?
We're literally leaving him by himself tonight. Like, peace. We're all on fall break.
Like,
that's amazing.
We're doing like La Jolla beach trips, you know? And
he's like, what'd you guys do today? We went to the zoo.
He's doing like track workouts.
Yeah. He's like, I had finals and ran 8 miles. And you're like, well, we walked a while at the beach.
It was cloudy.
It was kind of a cloudy day at the beach. It wasn't ideal. So,
So I think, he had all those fall breaks.
Yeah, he got
he got K through 8th grade fall breaks, but in hindsight, they're gone, So there was also an age when the kids would just get in the car, like airport pickups.
Right.
Like they were like, well, we don't know better. Like they didn't know to have an opinion on.
I think you're misremembering your years.
I disagree with you.
Okay.
Because I did an hour of drop-offs every morning.
Yeah, you're remembering young Claire that would get in the car. Yeah.
And it was like, here we go. It was when I could carry our youngest.
Yeah.
That is a perk.
Yeah. I guess what I mean by the sleep thing is like everybody sleeps through the night now. That's what there's less, and you get to sleep through the night, which you did not.
100%.
There were long, except for the freaking cats. Cats have been.
The cats have.
They have been.
They're being so needy right now. I'm
gonna put them outside in with the bunny. I'm gonna put them in the bunny's hutch. All right, cats.
What I was gonna say is, Andy still has like the early morning wake up kids.
Yeah.
You know, which is absolutely a thing with little kids.
Yeah.
But now, with our son, you know, you have like the curfew, and then I kind of do like, this is what your goal.
Yeah.
But if you're late, like, this is your other goal.
Right. But we're
like, and so what I mean is I want to go to sleep because I'm on a 10-year-old schedule.
Yeah.
Or 9-year-old schedule, but he's still out.
Right.
So, and then with travel sports, you have to get up at 5:45.
Yeah, that's true.
On the weekends.
But not every weekend. Like every other Sunday, you're doing that, right? For a few weeks a year.
If cross country or wrestling has an early
That's
morning,
true. You're right about
then
the
I'm
wrestling
doing that
one.
Saturday and
You're right.
volleyball.
You're
Sunday.
right.
I'm just saying every season's hard for different reasons.
Yeah.
But I do think there is a little bit of a sweet spot there, but we're past it. And yeah. It depends on the spread of your kids, you know?
Yeah.
It's like when you have a baby that doesn't move, they just sit.
Yeah.
That is a sweet spot.
It's I will when can you just be like a cute gargoyle? I would like you to be a cute gargoyle.
It's about 4 weeks. You're like, wow.
It is like, you said it the other day, you're like, because, you know, our kind of, like, the way that we've transitioned into a season of life, and this is a self-employed thing and an older kids thing and a public school thing, that we would spend the most amount of time together during the school day. That's when you and I get stuff done, hike, hang out, like eat out, like that's when we spend time together.
Right.
And when your kids are on fall break and you have a high schooler, there's just not. I think we had 45 minutes yesterday without a child. Not even that. And that was because we stayed up late. And and Joel has finals and was kind of tired. And we did send the girls to bed a little earlier.
Right.
It's just hard to spend time together. So
totally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I got nowhere else I'm going for this. The point being that you don't like babies anymore, and they do nothing for you.
They're sweet. They're like a puppy.
Someone else's puppy.
Someone else's puppy.
They're sweet. Oh.
Would you want to hold a baby right now?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I would hold a baby.
You would hold a baby.
But
we don't even have any like family babies right now. You know,
we've got a couple toddlers in preschool.
It's because we're
preschoolers.
We're transitioning to grandparent era of our life.
This is
we're not there yet,
this
obviously.
is because my 13-year-old really wants to babysit, and she's like naming all these families, and I'm like, they have a teenager. That like we're in that transition time. Like, she could babysit your kids, Andy. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
The point is, like,
no.
Absolutely. I'm totally joking.
Yeah.
Don't tease me with the babysitter.
Yeah. But there is something to. We have a couple, like our neighbors have grandkids, but they babysit them.
Right.
You know, and modern babysitting isn't what it was.
No.
So she just wants money.
She just wants money. Yeah. You're like, hey, you
13 and wants
can't.
Money.
Like, we've seen your room. This isn't in the cards for you.
Just keep doing the cat litter.
Yeah.
We pay you for that.
It's kind of like when you're like, you see your kid's report card and they like, I want to be a doctor. You're like, doctor's assistant. Maybe you can get there. I don't know. It is like, you did one of the things you did during fall break, though, is you went to our little downtown La Mesa here has Octoberfest.
It's my first time going to Octoberfest.
When you... Yeah.
Because I was like, the kids started wanting to go when they're in middle school. And I was like, I don't think that's for you guys. Like, you know, it's a beer event.
It's very drinky.
And they're like, no, it's just like the Friday farmer's market. Everyone goes. And, you know, the streets open.
No, it's not.
Streets closed. Everyone walks around.
Did you happen to watch the little dog run contest?
We did not make it over to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say that because the executive chef at Anime, a restaurant I love, she won.
Oh.
And so I was like, oh, she's there.
The dog is the chef?
Yeah, exactly. The dog is the chef. It's like Ratatouille, but it's a doll.
Yeah, what in the Pixar?
So over there, they had a whole stage. And like bands and some events. We didn't make it to that side of Oktoberfest. We were on like the public square side.
Yeah.
And our air was kind of, if you go to a local business, you can get dinner, you can sit down. The 3 children I brought were all about kind of the fair food, you know, the vendors. And the lines were very long.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we did an inflatable slide and then we got in line.
There's no Octoberfest Fast Pass?
So we got some dumplings that were very mid. They were literally just frozen dumplings steamed. And then...
They put the dump in dumpling, is what you're saying.
That was a mistake, but they wanted them, the 9 and 10-year-old crew. And then we waited for a funnel cake for 40 minutes as it rained off and on.
It's too much pressure on a funnel cake. A funnel cake cannot be a 40-minute wait.
And they were debating. They couldn't decide because they split one, if they get the Oreo one or the strawberry one.
Yeah.
They went with Oreo. Yeah. And
risky. Strawberry's more of a classic. I don't know how I'd like Oreo on a...
So the reason this worked was because we have an office up here. And so there's like no seating. Yeah. And it was raining. And so I got the kids, and you can't share a funnel cake. Like, it's pretty difficult. So, you know, there's a break room up here. Yeah. And so twice we came up with the dumplings, and then...
You just cheated,
yes.
Yeah. Everyone's like, where are they going?
All you have to do is sign a lease and pay rent. And you too can go to the bathroom.
Yeah, private bathroom.
Yeah,
table.
I got here to pick Gloria up, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah. So
why is she here by herself?
So the other thing I learned,
friends, but
the other thing I learned is that you have to come early. La Mesa does a couple of these like festivals, but the Octoberfest one has like a beer garden. The line
Octoberfest is a beer holiday in my mind.
It is.
Now, I come from drunks, but that to me it's like New Year's, that you're like, this is a drinking holiday.
Yeah. So we came at like 4:30, which was mostly fine.
Hilarious.
There were some people super drunk at 4:30, but then, you know, you pick up your teenager at 9, 10, and there's a lot of hooping and hollering. And there was some fights. Yeah. Because Joel was down here, too. I think the teens need to leave at 9.
At events like that, there should be like, it's kind of like breweries or certain bars do that. They're like, you can have your kids in here till this hour, and then it's time to go. It's like the rating of this scene changes.
Yeah, definitely.
But you said it was actually pretty nice before that because you had a secret bathroom.
Yeah, the secret dining and restroom accommodation.
Yeah.
There's like shops and vendors. Like I said, we only saw half of it. We didn't make it down to the stage, and
it's events like that.
I didn't see the giant pretzel, but
there was a giant pretzel.
They did have some giant pretzels. We didn't make it. Okay, the corn dog was $15.
You know, next year we're gonna have to run our own little like speakeasy up here.
Here we go.
A little cash under the tea.
A little cash under the tea.
If you know the code, you know, there's a little something up here.
I'm into that.
Andy's shaking up the
yeah. There we
go. And
go.
then our kids will be at the dining table.
A little tiki. They're like, there's nowhere really to sit. And you're like, yeah, no, you're right.
That's right. That's right.
What we should do is you should just run it for the employees, just to give them a place to get out of here. See, I made it wholesome. And that way it can exist. But, you know, tips are open.
Yes.
Public Square serves alcohol now.
Yeah. Well, we're not Public Square. I don't think we're on that. It's events like that. It's more and more like I've been thinking about how, you know how like Loki can like kind of half clone himself and put himself in different places? It's not really him, but he's got eyes on the situation. That's, as a parent, that would be my superpower that I'd like. I'd be like, I can
locations.
Multiple locations just to kind of clone, keep a little eye here, watching the volleyball game here, watching everybody at the fest here, watching, you know, watching you shower here. Sorry, I made it weird. That'd be the real me. I made it. I took it off. One thing we want to talk about, Andy, since you gifted us, well, we bought it with that bunny money. Have we talked about this already? What we learned is everybody has a terrible bunny story.
Yes, we did that.
We did this already?
Yes,
we did.
Oh, dang it.
But the funny thing was that with the bunny was how many days will go by until our daughters do not visit it. Now, it's nice that we have 2 daughters because they take their turns. Sometimes it's like, I'm holding it.
And it is so cute.
But they both, go back there and visit it.
Yeah.
Which is nice because if you had one kid, you're like, get out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
But every pet has a flaw. And honestly, no pet really wants to cuddle with you that much. Not as much as you want it to.
They are animals.
They are animals.
Yeah.
They're not really feeling this.
So
dogs might be the exception. They really do. Dogs might be the exception.
Yeah.
Some dogs, like that dog actually wants to just sleep and be with you nonstop.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's most.
They have a special emotional connection that other animals don't. So I did get a fence for the bunny so we could pet it. She could run around. It's about 1.5 inches, wide. She got through it.
Yeah.
I chased that bunny. And so now we have some chicken wire coming that we're going to line that fence with because
it's very special.
Yeah.
It's
I've
very
been chasing that bunny.
So talented.
Yeah.
So,
it was just like, oh, Angel, take a look. And then I read a news story and she just went boom.
Yeah. Now that we have multiple animals, though, I have been thinking about more and more like the different existences that different creatures have on this planet. Here's a question for the group. Other than human, if you could be any animal, what would you be? Not like your personality. I mean, like you had to choose to be that animal
forever
for the rest of your life. What animal would you choose?
Oh, gosh.
Because you look at Bunny and you're like, cute, but no. Bunny is prey.
Target.
Constantly.
She shakes.
Yeah, she shakes. It doesn't look like a comfortable life.
That's a big no for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's birds. Birds got huge perk of the flying, but do birds appreciate flying?
You saw that movie?
Yeah, but I did. But do birds appreciate flying? Are they like, this is awesome? Or they're just like, this is...
Yeah, do they even realize?
Birds do.
Yeah, because I bet like a lot of animals look at us getting in planes and cars and be like, that's awesome, but we don't really appreciate it either. Birds are like, this is what I am. I just do this. I literally got kicked out of the nest.
Do you have an animal?
I've been kicking it around a lot. I don't know. There's an argument for dogs.
Dog is kind of up there.
Yeah.
But you better have a good house and owner.
You better have a good house and owner.
You're relying on that. See, that was my next question. Are you tied to the environment you come from, or are from a human environment which these animals live in?
I think we'll just say you're the stereotypical experience of that animal.
Well, then I would want to be an otter at the aquarium.
That's not. No, you can't be in. No, you can't be in an aquarium.
But how often do you see otters
There's way more otters in the wild. There's no in the aquarium.
He's like, this is my question.
Like, there's more domesticated dogs than undomesticated dogs, I think. But but that stereotypical is not in the aquarium. Okay. That's like 3 otters.
Yeah, they got it good.
Mine is
sit on their back and chew.
I was gonna say,
no, otters are great.
They've got a great.
But in the wild, they're very high prey.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was going back and forth. Like, I wouldn't want to be.
I saw a raccoon family last night.
You know what's funny?
Running across the street.
I asked this to our tour manager.
Yeah.
And our and Taylor's security guy, Austin, and they went. He immediately said raccoon, and she said rat, and I was like, "You trash dwellers!"
She did not say.
That's what they went that, and they kind of justified it that they're like, it's not. They don't. They're trash. By the way, please send us your emails. Don't make me come back there at gmail.com.
This is going on the Patreon Zoom.
I want to hear. So they went that. I have dog stuff trauma.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about dogs.
Yes.
But I've thought a lot about this. You want something that doesn't have a lot of predators and has a pretty long life and is pretty easygoing.
Yeah.
I'm a whale shark.
Yeah, that or Komodo dragon.
Komodo dragon is a good one too. Yeah. Very similar. Yeah.
By that listing.
But I don't have to hunt as Komodo dragons have to hunt. Whale sharks just open the mouth, it all comes in. People, you're friendly. A lot of you're giving people rides. You're very popular. I don't think you have a single predator. I mean, maybe
an vegetarian.
You're a vegetarian.
Maybe
you're good for the ocean. I like whale shark. I like the existence of just a
just like a laid back,
big old sea creature. People love you, and I need to be liked.
I was just going to do cat.
Cat? Domesticated cat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 It's fun.
You got to explain it a little more. Tell me why.
Well,
what do you...
kind of
it's a loungy life.
And chill and, groom yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not so bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
not super connected like a dog to an owner.
You go crazy at the end.
Yeah,
cats,
nuts at night.
Yeah, and nuts at the end. Cats go wild at the end. Their minds...
They slip.
They slip.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going...
Just a little sporadic.
Andy, do you got one?
Yeah. You can't be in an aquarium.
I'm pulling a full. In this case, this was not a Mel, but I can't decide.
Well, think about it. Bring it back to us.
I'm gonna have to come back and feel really.
And bring
sure
your
about
kids'
it.
answers.
I have favorite animals, but I'm like,
that's
this is
different.
A different question. Yeah.
Yeah. No, otter. I freaking love an otter. My favorite animal is a penguin, and that's a terrible life.
Totally.
Penguin's a terrible life.
Tough.
Yeah. To me, it comes down of how much are you being hunted, and cats not. I mean, cats have some predators and stuff, but not. They're quick though. They're hard to catch.
Our daughter, she told me yesterday.
Oh, also one thing that I want to add on that before you say cats: how much do humans hate you and/or want to kill you?
For example, rats.
Yeah, there's so many more rats than there are humans. But I wouldn't choose like an elephant or like a lion. I don't want to be hunted by humans. Yeah. And I don't think whale sharks are hunted by humans. Not that often, at least. And if you are, good luck. And I want to be...
How are you going to get that on your boat?
I want to be an apex predator, but not a monster like an orca. An orca's awful.
They're crazy.
They're hunting for whale or great white hearts right now or something. They're not harvesting. They're targeting the organs of great whites right now.
Oh my.
They're the darkest creature on there. I'm so scared of orcas. Anyways, you were talking about...
our daughter told me yesterday, she's like, I'm training our bunny to not run when I put it down.
Hilarious.
And so she puts it on the ground and holds it, and her legs go, and she's like, she's still learning. And I'm like, I don't think that's going to work.
You got to go back thousands of years of evolutionary evidence or, design on that. Yeah. It's instinct.
I don't want to
believe in evolution.
I don't want to chase the bunny around the yard.
To Andy's homeschool community, that may be listening to this. Okay. Well, send us your emails at dontmakemecomebackthere@gmail.com. What animal would you be and why? That's going to be a good one. Here we go. Speaking of emails, this one is from Kelly. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Hi, Kelly.
She can't hear you.
Oh.
No, that's not true. She can. She just can't say it back. Hello, Dustin and Melissa. I just wanted to stop by and say that my husband and I had the best time last night watching you, Dustin, at Taylor's show in Salt Lake City. I saw you back in May with my girlfriends, all of us non-Mormons, up in Ogden, and the crowd was much different. I knew my husband would enjoy you just as much as I did back in May, so we decided last minute to catch you opening for Taylor. Boy, did you blow us away again. Never have we seen an opener command an arena. This is so gratifying, or self-gratifying. I forgot how much. It gets to you in a minute. Never have we seen an opener command an arena from the moment they were announced on stage by you, which is, I announced myself. And we just saw your buddy Nate the weekend before. Suck it, Nate's openers. Who opened for Nate in SLC? I don't know, but Kelly and Dave said I was better. End of email. Just kidding.
Thank you, Kelly and Dave.
Love seeing you again. Love listening to your pod. Love following you through your parenting trials and love that you travel with such a cool comedian. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Sorry, what? Oh, yeah. Talking about Taylor.
That sassy jacket girl.
Yeah, who I personally had never watched before last night. Thank you for releasing us from our parenting duties for one of the best nights we've had in a long time. I know Melissa always says we don't have to say anything, but thank you, Melissa, for all the behind-the-scenes hard work you put in on the daily so we can enjoy watching your husband perform.
Oh, thank you, Kelly.
See, it did get to you.
That's nice.
Okay. Did we get to everything? Is there anything else that we need to cover?
What else we got? Oh, we do have a Patreon Zoom that's coming up.
Uh-huh.
The date has been set. It is Monday.
Monday,
October 16th.
You guys missed that. Monday.
Ba-da, ba-da. Is that the right song? Yeah. Monday, October 16th,
That's my
5
favorite Creed
p.m.
song. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey, folks, want to give a special shout out to our As Essential as Oils patrons. Ooh, that's $25 up a month. That's a big money right there. What you get is you get a special shout out on this podcast at the end right now. So, first up,
April Griffiths,
Adam Bush,
Allison Nelson,
Bonnie Galindo,
Carrie Teague,
Caroline Crimmins,
Code to Grow,
Courtney Eibling,
Damaris Diaz-Stevens,
Dan and Chelsea Morell,
Daniel Owens,
David and Melissa Cox,
Dave Hoagland,
Isaac Teron,
Jason White,
Jennifer Ashley Downs,
Jessica Handurand,
Joshua and Nikki Platt,
Jordan Lara,
Jordan Cowan,
Juliana Smith,
Lori Amos,
Matt and Sam Slosdom,
Nathan and Jennifer Merritt,
Nicole Caroz,
Rachel Wilson,
Rachel Kennedy,
Robert and Nellie Capin,
Stephen Menya,
and Tiffany Payne. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Bam.